Well, Sunday afternoon, I tried doing two videos today. I thought they were somewhat, shall we say, meritorious. Quite possibly my creator didn't agree. And that's not, that has happened before. And my techno savvy with YouTube and laptops and techno junk is very, shall we say, limited. Okay, I'm going to do a real short, quick video because blessed thing keeps shutting off in about 7 or 8 minutes. I don't know why. No, don't have a clue. Anyways, I had the privilege and honor of finishing off a set at a mine quite far north and had a few days off, a week actually, and before my next set would start, which is Wednesday morning, and 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 somehow my supervisor, that is a gift from God, probably haven't heard that sort of thing before, but my creator taught me how to run a hoe. My supervisor, he gave me a shot at it, and then he did a little critique on my work and made a few suggestions, and I listened. Hey, I've been married 3 times and divorced, so I have learned to listen. I'm an apt student, actually. Anyways, he told me a few things. He said they're going to take you over and put you on a hoe. And he had called me into work. And and he says, I want you to build yourself a perch. And and he said, I want you to scratch boxes. And I want you to do it safely, carefully, thoughtfully. Oh, I'm telling you, in my life, I've had a few heroes, and my supervisor, is one of them. Oh my goodness. Anyways, they took me over. I thought they were taking me over to a 349 cat, which is kind of like a nice little hoe. But I may know they took me to an 870 Hitachi, and if you know anything about equipment, 870's getting up there pretty big. Trucks are pretty small, and I walked over to this big, big girl. My goodness. Set my cowboy hat up on the tracks, had to reach to do it. Okay, bit big. My bag, did my walk around, thought about how in the world do I get on this stupid thing because steps were all muddied, frozen. Anyways, friend come over with a little dozer and he got me up there by building the ramp for me. I climbed in that big girl, turned the key on. I was really hoping that the main power had not been shut off because I didn't want to get back out in the ground. I couldn't have reached it anyways. And she started. I exercised her as you're supposed to, made sure the tracks were all loose and all that sort of stuff, worked the hydraulics. Thought about it for a moment or two, and I reached up to see if the radio would work. That would be the cowboy country radio. Dear Lord God in heaven, didn't it just work with a sound that had a clarity that was beyond my ability to entertain? Anyways, I ran that big hoe. I'd never even sat in it. I had backed up to it about 1,000 times and gotten loaded when another hero of mine, always on the job, always with a right attitude. I thought, like to run that big girl once. And my creator, my supervisor as well. There I was, sitting at the controls of the biggest hoe I'd ever sat on. And I walked that big, pretty girl over to the perch and waited for my first truck to scratch. And I set her up on a 45. My supervisor had told me that and split the difference between where you're scraping and so on. If you're on a 45 to your truck, you can escape if the driver of the truck comes at you a bit too quickly. It gives you time. And you can start at the left side of the box up high, not like a 797. You know, I mean, these weren't big trucks, they're trucks. And you can start scraping the left side. Bucket, I think, is somewhere between 7, maybe 8 feet across, 7, anyways. Big. And first truck came, and I thought I'll just be gentle. I mean, I know how to be gentle. I'm a little rugged on the exterior, but I have a big heart. So got them to back in what I figured was about right, given the reach of the 870, and wasn't too far off. Next time I knew I'd get them to come a little closer, and took that, got them to raise their box, took that bucket up there and gentled it into the bottom, into some frozen junk, skag or waste, whatever. It was waste this time, subsoil. And gentled that big girl down the box and pulled my whole bucket back a bit, moved her head about 3, 4 feet, and did the same thing. And then I took her a bit closer. When you're on the 45 to the back end of a truck, you start on the left side and you work your way to the right. Well, I made 3 passes with that big bucket down that wonderful truck, and dear Lord God in heaven, it was fun. Fun like you have no idea. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a career, well, you want to go to Interior Heavy Equipment School in Innisfail. Some of the best teachers there who all worked at Fort Mac, and they know what work is, and they know not only just through a book how to teach, how to impart a thought. They have lived that thought. They have worked up here in the north, and I'm telling you this: you will never have a better job in this whole entire world other than running heavy equipment. I myself, I prefer hoe, dozer, then grader, uh, then front end loader. I do not like running truck. I have ran truck for 5 or 6 years, but I used to scrap a bit, martial arts, judo, and my hands are quite broken. Well, they're really broken. You have no idea. 25, 30 breaks in the one hand, 15 in the other. And vibration from the truck steering wheel, also from the dozer, I might add, are a little hard on the old bones. And these ones are new, even though I've spent my whole life thinking that I was young. Quite a shock when I was told you have a few years on you. I thought you got to be kidding. I feel like 40. Okay, children, it's going to be a short video. I just truly, sincerely, thank you for allowing me the privilege of speaking with you. I think we have over 8,000 views so far, and somewhat better than 1,100 subscribers. I need about 10,000 subscribers, and I need a whole world of views before ever I could make $1 at this. But I don't do this to make $1. I'm telling you this too. I go to work. I don't go to work to make $1. Oh, you can really make money up here in the north. I really make money, but I don't work for money because I don't have anything and I don't owe anything. But oh, whoa, Pierre Elliott Trudeau's son, he must smile every time I go to work because he gets more income tax from me in a single day than I used to make in a week or 10 days. So God bless you. You might ask yourself, why do you then go to work? I go to work to encourage people, to build people up, to try to bring a smile to their faces. And I don't ever walk past anyone without saying hello or waving. So people, they want to come and have their boxes on their trucks scratched. And they say, Cowboy Jim, I think my box needs to be scratched. You want to take a look at it? And I say, oh my, yes, I would. They back in. I scratch the boxes of the truck. Apparently, I'm going to get it to do that for another 4 months, at the end of which I'll be a whole lot better on the hoe than I am now, or I was 6 years ago when I first climbed into a hole, and I said to the Lord, you're going to have to do a miracle here because there are too many controls. And he did. He taught me how to run a hoe in 20 minutes. You say that's not possible. Well, it's not possible. I think I was 67 at the time, might have been 66. But I put my hands on the controls and I became part of the machine. And I love making videos. Truly do. Imagine if there's one person out there whose life can be encouraged by my taking 10 or 15 minutes. Imagine how beneficial that could be to them. And for me, what an honor to point people to the Creator. I'm not religious, but I know that our Creator made us for a purpose, and His Son, Jesus, who took my place on the cross for my sins. Oh, I'm Irish, oh gee. Yep, yep. And He gave me the privilege and the honor of being at peace with Jesus, God, the Creator. I don't have an axe to grind. I don't have anything to fear. I like Winston Churchill. I said, fear is, I paraphrase everything, debilitating. There's nothing to fear, he said, but fear itself. You're afraid to live. Talk to the Creator. Ask Him to forgive you. Ask Him to fill you with His love. Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Be truly sorry for having lived the way you have. Ask Him to teach you how He wants you to be. God bless you. God bless you. God keep you. May our Creator's face so shine upon you that his love will warm you from within. And I hope you have half as much fun as I do just getting up in the morning, climbing on a big machine. God bless. Amen and amen. Hey, I just sound a bit rough. I'm actually kind of pleasant. God bless.